Three guys, one cup of coffee.
What's going on, guys?
Yo.
I'm Big Game Greg. We got Dev Dog,
Big Steve.
Big Steve in the house. How's everybody doing? You guys good?
Yeah, pretty good.
Get enough
Can't
sleep
complain.
last night?
I never get enough sleep, but that's besides the point.
Why not?
Because I'm always up doing homework.
That's the college life, isn't it?
College
That's the life.
That's right.
Sorry to hear that. So let's what do you say we get cracking, boys?
All right, let's hop into the news.
Oh, sounds good to me.
Oh, we gotta put this mic up.
Which one?
The
Oh,
aux.
I got you, babe. Here we go. Boop.
There we go.
I like that.
All right, guys, this is Steven with your WICR News. Here's what's happening. Our top story today, First Officer Andres Lubitz, the co-pilot blamed for the crash of Germanwings flight, has been treated for suicidal tendencies prior to receiving his pilot license. Last week, investigators found torn-up doctor's notes at Lubitz's family home.
We have found a letter that indicated that he was declared by a medical doctor unfit to work, that were found slashed in a dustbin.
French prosecutors believe Lubitz appeared to have deliberately slammed the airplane into the French Alps while his captain was locked out of the cockpit, killing 150 passengers on board. In similar news, Turkish Airlines flight going to Brazil was forced to change course and land in Casablanca on Monday after a note with the word bomb was found in the toilet. Officials searched the plane once it landed and found no explosives. Passengers were able to reboard the plane and continue to their destination on the same day. Moving on to local news, 2 bodies were found Sunday after a massive fire demolished 2 New York City buildings. The explosion injuring 22 people was believed to be a result of a gas leak. Mayor de Blasio said last week that the preliminary investigations showed that there may have been inappropriate accessing of the gas line.
Yeah, I'm seeing there's at least 7 or 8 ambulances, the fire trucks that stay there, at least 7 or 8. All of them have the hooks and ladders up. I saw a few firefighters go up to the top of the ladders and try to put the hose down onto the roof, but then the planes got so large that they just had to come off and yeah, I'm seeing
And that's going to be it for our news.
Thank you, Steve.
That was a good music there.
Oh
Well
yeah,
done.
that's my theme song,
I'm
guys.
sweating a little bit after that one.
So I don't know, man. After all these airplane incidents, it gets me kind of nervous to get on a plane now.
First trains and then planes.
First
Next
trains,
is
then
automobiles.
planes.
We got automobiles.
That was a play on words. You ever watch that movie, guys?
Oh yeah, that's a great movie. John
a classic.
Candy,
It's a
Steve
classic.
Martin.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? This guy.
Real quick, let me ask you something. With the airplanes, what's been the general consensus with the problems going on?
Well, the first story, the co-pilot for the German Wings flight, it's pretty much the plane went down and nobody really knew what was going on until they got the black box, and then they heard what was going on inside the cockpit. The pilot actually left the cockpit, which you can't do in the United States. You have to have both pilots in at all times.
Right.
So he left, and he left the co-pilot there to fly the plane for whatever reason. When he came back, the door was locked. He couldn't open it. He knocked on the door. There's no response. And the plane was just going down into the French Alps. And once they heard the recordings, they started investigating. They went to the co-pilot's house, and they saw that he had notes from his doctor saying that he shouldn't go to work that day because of the, I guess, psychological issues he was having. So a lot of people think that he brought the plane down as a suicide.
Oh wow, that's
Why do they go to suicide automatically?
Because he was previously treated for suicidal tendencies by a psychologist or whatever.
So they let a pilot who
Yeah.
has suicidal tendencies fly a plane?
So that's the issue, huh?
Is it like they didn't know the
That's not
medical
cool.
the medical reports? Like the company,
Well,
airline
the-
never knew that this pilot had these like problems. And
The recent reports, at least from his doctors, was saying that he was good to fly. He had no issues. Whatever suicidal thoughts he had prior were gone now, and he's good to fly, which, who knows, may not have been the issue.
I mean, that can change the drop of a hat,
Yeah.
right?
So,
I'm not a psychologist, but that's what I would assume.
I would just think that if someone had previous psychological issues, they maybe shouldn't be able to fly 150 people in the air.
well, it's the same opinion on gun control. Which
Yeah,
is a-
which we covered in
even
depth.
which we covered in the first
Yes,
episode.
we did.
When you go into the military, you have all kinds of tests and evaluations before
Yeah.
you can do it, and that's to screen you. Like, if you have something like that, they're not going to let you in,
Yeah.
plain and simple.
So this week we had that story. We had the story of someone writing bomb in an airplane while it was in the air, and it, had to land, because you never know.
Well, yeah, we don't.
Wait, so they said that there was a bomb?
Yeah, someone found bomb written in one of the bathrooms in the airplane going to Brazil. So they had to land in Casablanca to investigate, see if there's any bomb on the plane. They didn't find anything, but
But still, it's
That's crazy.
I mean that would scare the
better safe than sorry.
bejesus out of me if I was in that plane.
Yeah,
That's like, how do you-
Yeah, it's
How do you find out? Are there well, here's an issue. There's no cameras in airplanes.
Yeah.
Like, when have you ever heard, a plane went down and we found footage of what happened inside the cabin?
Yeah.
That might be a good idea.
But it's hard because that kind of technology could interfere with.
Well, they have Wi-Fi on the planes now.
Yeah, but it's sort of remember if you been on planes, it's when you're going up and going down, they make sure your phones are off because it could interfere with the
Right.
systems. But
Yeah.
once you're stable in the air, then you're
Hey,
good.
turn the cameras on. I feel like if we can fly to the
But
moon, we can get to Brazil with it with a camera.
No, I know, but it's also like I don't know. I'm not that far. I don't.
I think that we have a lot of technology out there for a lot of different things. Billions of dollars put towards certain, military operations, things of that nature. But like we were talking about last week or 2 weeks ago, the trains.
Yeah.
Don't you feel like that's kind of outdated? I feel like the whole airplane thing is too. Well, they have what comes up in my mind is the thing where you just stand there and it kind of checks your whole body. That's pretty high
yeah.
speed when it
Yeah.
comes to security. But what about the final go? Right before
plane,
it takes
yeah.
off. Yeah, you don't know. It's all up in the air. So
Or at least make sure your pilots and co-pilots are 100% mentally stable before they...
Well, yeah.
and how about a backup plan if they're not mentally stable?
Yeah, well, here's the interesting thing. In the United States, if there has to be 2 pilots in the cockpit at all time, and
No matter what.
if the pilot ever leaves, he has to get a flight attendant to go in to kind of switch with him.
Sure, that makes sense. Yeah.
So they don't know, I don't know how it is in Germany, but they don't know why this guy left the other guy by himself. I mean, maybe he had to go to the bathroom, maybe
How
it's
do you
not a
not
thing in
know?
Germany.
'Cause-
How do you
Well, I
not
mean-
know? Is he dead?
Oh yeah, they're all dead.
They're all dead.
They're all dead.
That's
yeah.
great.
The only reason I
150
would
people.
Yeah, that
think the
doesn't do anything
pilot
for
would
anybody.
need to leave is to go to the bathroom because
Yeah.
what other
what else would you go?
I mean, you
Maybe
could
grab a snack?
I mean, you could be thinking of the movie with Denzel Washington, Flight, where he's
Yeah.
sneaking in some vodka, but
Yeah.
but it's
Completely possible.
but you're leaving this guy who the pilot may not have known that he had psychological issues.
Yeah.
Because really, they're not the
It's
two.
more like a personal.
Yeah, the two
thing.
pilots are never
Right.
they don't know each other before going
Yeah.
in. They're usually just placed with one
Yeah.
another. They're not a buddy team.
Yeah.
So
Who knows?
Who knows? It's scary to even think.
Yeah. I mean, they're still investigating it, but
Yeah.
there's only so much you can find out, before you hit a dead end,
Sure.
Yeah.
right?
Much agreed. Okay, so besides airplanes, what else we got?
Well, I mean, New York City, 30 minutes away, you had, I guess, a gas explosion in one of the buildings, and
Yes.
took 2 buildings out.
Oh yeah, there was these
the-
guys on Facebook. They were
Yeah.
taking selfies or whatever in front of
Oh.
the building, and they were like being jerks.
That's crazy.
Not everybody has a heart. Not like you.
Well, we can't all be great.
We're not all perfect.
We're not all perfect. Just
Got
a
that
few of
right.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 2 buildings collapsed due to the fire. A bunch of other buildings got damage, but that's and that's down the block, pretty much.
But it was an accident, right?
They
No terrorist activity.
they say it was an accident, but they had people working on the gas lines prior to that
Yeah.
during the day, and a few witnesses say that they saw like a guy running out of a bathroom or something like that. I'm sure at that point people are just being frantic,
Sure.
but that's also still under investigation, so that might be a while till we figure it out. And
Well,
maybe
that's
we'll
really
have an
unfortunate
update.
if you ask me.
Maybe we'll have an update next week.
Yeah. That's
Well,
true.
guys, that's today's news. We're gonna go a little music commercial break here. Coming up next, what do we got? Let's check the agenda here. We got a technology review and a movie review. So stay tuned.